Yeah.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Pardon my French, but you're an asshole.
Welcome to Tuesday night. Welcome to Home Team Sports on the Big Albowski. This is Shango. And Shango, hasn't it felt a bit light in this place without certain couple of people?
Yeah, it feels a little different. Like the atmosphere.
I understand that, I'm going to give heel turn Harry a pass because he's new and he works till 6 and you know what I mean? But if heel turn Harry is watching this, he is welcome to join this conversation at any time.
Of course.
Right? And it's just me and Shango again, because I think, based on a Facebook post I just saw, I think that Anthony Joseph is still in Tennessee fishing, because I saw a Facebook post of his dad with a 6-pound bass, which by the way was the record for the day in the little tournament they're fishing in.
Okay.
So I'm cool with that. Okay. Cousin Phil, I haven't heard from. I even ordered 2 jerseys. I ordered a Dalen Hurts, number 1, and I ordered a Devontae Smith, number 6. But he said he was going to put it in for me. I don't know where it was.
It'll come. It'll come.
We're going to talk about that first. Chris is here as you. What's up, Chris? Chris is here as usual. And thank you for tuning in to just me and Shango and just shooting the shit with us. Because Shango and I are more relaxed. The other guys need direction and they need it. Shango and I don't give a fuck. We just sit there and we talk.
We just talk.
It's basically like that. All right. So what's on my mind is the NFL schedule rolled out. And what was did you look over? You're a Cowboys fan, as most people know. But, I mean, if they don't know, they know now that you're a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
So did you look at the Cowboys schedule? I mean, what stuck out to you?
The opening week.
The home opener.
The home opener. The NFL opening. It's going to be prime time. It's going to be Dallas versus Tampa Bay. That's going to be a very interesting game. That's going to be a very interesting game. It'd be interesting to see how the new defense. I would say new defense handles Papa Tom.
I gotta say, the NFL. Colin Cowherd said this, and I watch Colin Cowherd. I don't agree with everything that he says. Anthony thinks I worship the guy, but I do not. But Colin Cowherd, and so does my son, by the way. But Colin Cowherd said that the NFL, in putting the schedule together for the opening week, got it so right. They hit a home run before they even have a game. Okay? You have the Dallas Cowboys, who, I don't care what anybody says, is still America's team, versus the Super Bowl champions in Tampa Bay. Okay? On top of that, you got all kinds. You got the Jets playing Carolina. You got Sam Darnold versus his old team with the new quarterback. I mean, you got all kinds of stuff. Then they took teams like the Eagles and the Falcons who suck and put them together. Who cares? So then you got some marquee matchups.
You do?
Vegas, Chicago Bears. Yeah.
I'm interested to see, just because
Then I think the Cowboys play the Chargers. Yeah, they're opening up with Super Bowl champs and then the Chargers. So
So there's a lot of people saying Cowboys are going 0-2.
No, that's not. See, I disagree with that. You can't give.
That's what people are saying. That's what people say. They're like, but being a fan and being a realist, I kind of expect that. You got Dak Prescott coming off an injury. We have really there's this whole big thing with the whole who's going to be the backup quarterback in Dallas. I think the guy that Gilbert Godfrey, whatever the hell his name is.
Gilbert Godfrey?
I don't.
Hi, Chrissy.
Chrissy, what's going on? He did a pretty good job against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh
right.
was one of the top defenses. And, barring our defense just not giving a shit, we could have won that game with a backup quarterback. Then he was like the third or fourth backup quarterback.
All right, so let's go through the season. All right, let's do the NFC East. We're going to start with your beloved Cowboys. I'm going to be as subjective as I possibly can. Hi, Jessica.
Hey, Jessica.
We are fine. How are you? All right, so let's start off with Cowboys at Buccaneers. Buccaneers are an early favorite, 3-point favorite, I think. Vegas has them 3.5, something like that, whatever.
Yeah.
I think the Jets finally beat the Eagles for the first time ever. Is that true? Have they never beat the Eagles? Because I don't know if that's true. Regular season, maybe. Regular season, I don't know. We got to look that up.
Yeah.
We're getting there, Chris. Come on now. Let's do the Cowboys. We're the Cowboys. How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
All right, so let's go through. All right. Okay. I'm gonna put up our predictions for the Cowboys whole season. And it's a 17-game season now, so they can't be 8-8. They can't be 10-6. It's going to be 10-7 or 9-8, 9-8, right?
Yeah.
Chris says never. The Jets have never beaten the Eagles. Wow, that's news to me, man. And I'm an Eagles fan. All right,
that is interesting.
I'm well. Hey, Shanga, what are your thoughts of the rookies? The Cowboys rookies. Micah Parsons. You got Micah Parsons. What do you think?
Yeah, Micah Parsons. He's from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
He opted out last year, but the thing that is scary and that is shocking is, and you see it in a lot of the sports shows like Undisturbed, Colin Cowherd, Undisputed. I said Undisturbed. Yeah, I like that. His physical numbers are just atrocious. Atrocious as in like
he's a beast. He will be good in this league. I don't know if he'll be an immediate impact, maybe say against like Tom Brady and whatnot. I don't know. But what I'm saying is he's going to be a beast in the league. It was a great pick by them. It's what they sorely needed. They went defense. They should have went defense. They have plenty of offense. They got plenty of offense.
I'm not. I don't
put
know
him
about
next to Van Der Esch. You have him and Van Der Esch. I'm just saying. All right, it's gonna be
hopefully a healthy Van Der Esch at that. And then you got Jabril Cox. I'm excited about because I watch LSU. Yes. Jabril Cox. I'm excited about.
He's good.
He is good.
They had a good draft. I can't say they didn't have a good draft.
They made some interesting picks. I'll just say that they made some picks where I was just like,
All right, so let's get back to the schedule. All right. So Cowboys at Tampa. It's Sunday Night Football. It's Al Michaels. It's Chris Collinsworth. Sunday Night Football. Who do you got? Cowboys and Bucks.
I got to go with Tampa Bay.
Okay. So you have them 0-1 right there.
Yeah, Tampa Bay. They're coming off that Super Bowl high. They have a complete team.
I'm telling you right now that I am smelling an upset here. I am smelling that nobody's going to give the Cowboys a fair shake in this game. No. Vegas, everybody's going to put money on Tampa Bay. Yes. And the Cowboys start off 1-0 with a statement win against the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, here's where you lose me because they have to go from Tampa to LA. All right, they have to travel across the country after a Sunday night game. They got to travel across the country and play an afternoon game with the LA Chargers. I think they're going to be riding high off of that, and everybody's going to be running their money on the Cowboys like, oh, they just beat fucking Tom Brady. Sorry, guess what? So I'm going with game 2, the Chargers to beat them. Not by a lot, but they're going to beat them, and they will end up the first 2 weeks being 1-1.
Yeah. Okay.
Who do you got? Who do you got?
Now, see, I think this is a more manageable game for Dallas. The Chargers are...
That right there remains to be seen, Chris, because first off, Prescott can't stay healthy. Second, even Cowboys fans.
Hold up.
Hold up.
Injury.
Even Cowboys fans still don't believe he's the man. That's number 2. Number 3, you don't know how good Jalen Hurts is yet, so give it a rest that he's the best quarterback in the league. I would even take Fitzpatrick over Prescott.
You trying to fill in for AJ, aren't you?
No. All right, so 1-1. So you got them 1-1 after week 2?
1-1. Yeah, okay. I got a 1-1. I think that is looking at it as objectively as I could. Because
so you have them losing to Tampa but beating the Chargers, and I have it the other way around. I have them upsetting Tampa and losing to the Chargers because of the East Coast to West Coast thing.
Yeah, all right. You got to think because LA is basically a second home to Dallas. That's where the Stars at.
Oh, shut up. All right. So anyway, then they have the Eagles on week 3. They have the Eagles in Dallas, so it's their home opener. The Eagles in Dallas. Who do you got for week 3? Because we both have them going into that game 1-1.
Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm going to say the Cowboys on that one too. So they'll be 2-1 going into week 4. Week 4, they have the Panthers also in Dallas. That game is also in Dallas. That should be an easy win for them. That makes.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think so. Carolina has no defense. It all depends on what's going to happen at quarterback. It all depends how healthy Christian McCaffrey is. There's a lot of ifs there. There's a big question mark to me. So I'm gonna call that a win on the Cowboys there. That's week 4. Okay. Then week 5, they're still at home. That's 3 straight home games. This one's against the Giants. And I think they're going to have their hands full with the Giants. I think they'll split with the Giants. I think they'll still win by like a last-minute field goal kind of thing. I think it's going to be a close game. It's going to give you a heart attack, come down to the end, and the Cowboys pull it out with a last-minute field goal. That makes them 4-1 for me. How do you got them?
I got them taking the Giants at home. It's a home game.
Well, AJ's somewhere stewing his pot right now.
The problem
no respect for Saquon Barkley. No respect for Danny Dimes and all his weapons.
The only person on that team I do not fear is Danny Dimes. Everybody else is a problem.
Exactly.
But see, the thing is, they gave him weapons.
But can those linebackers, Van Der Esch and Parsons, can they stop Saquon Barkley? That's going to be the thing.
And wait a minute, Saquon came from Penn State, right?
Yeah.
So Parsons,
Penn State. You're right. I am a Sooners fan. Hurts not an NFL quarterback. Hurts is not an NFL quarterback. Played great in Alabama and the Sooners with future NFL stars. He got nothing to work with now. Oh, he doesn't. He doesn't have Devontae Smith. Are you kidding me right now? He doesn't have Dallas Goedert. Are you kidding? He doesn't have Miles Sanders in the backfield. Are you kidding? He doesn't have an offensive line, which last year Carson Wentz doesn't have. Don't get me started, Chris. We're not talking about the stupid Eagles yet. Jesus. Cowboys are going to get comfortable at the home game. That's correct. I agree with that.
Yeah.
And then it gets a little harder. All right? Then it gets a little harder. Because then they go to, after those 3 straight weeks at home, and we both got them at 4-1 at that point. Week 6, they go to New England. Another team with a lot of question marks. Is it going to be Mac Jones? Is it going to be who's going to be at quarterback? Like there's a lot of things.
I don't feel the Patriots.
At that time, is it going to be Mac Jones? How good is he going to be? It's a lot of ifs, ands, or buts there.
I don't fear the Patriots.
I don't fear the Patriots either. They're not what they used to be. I don't fear them at all. But at this point, this usually when Dak Prescott gets hurt right around now. Week 5, week 6.
He's only been hurt once. So let's clarify that. He's only been hurt once, and it was a horrific injury. All right,
so you got him 5-1.
Yeah. So far.
I'm going to say that, like Jessica just said, she said Cowboys are going to get comfortable at the home games and then lose to the Patriots somehow, some way. Don't ask me how.
I think they got a more intense
She thought it
defensive
was
coach.
funny. See, she thought that was funny.
Like their defensive coach is way more intense than a lot of the ones that they've had in recent years. Dan Quinn, we've if you've seen a lot
I
of
think that's the
him,
Mac Jones coming out party because you still don't have a secondary.
secondary. I don't know. The secondary is a question mark for me.
They should have got Patrick Surtain. That's my opinion.
They couldn't get him. He was already gone. They couldn't.
I know they should have traded up. I'm saying they traded with the Eagles down from 10 to 12 because the Eagles were going offense. All right, but they had the number 10 pick. They could have moved up a spot or two and got Surtain. They did not.
No.
That's on them. That's my opinion.
I think that's going to hurt them going.
Not saying Micah Parsons wasn't a good pick. I'm saying Surtain is going to be a better player in the league. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, well, we'll see.
All right. Speaking of Patrick Surtain, his team then. No, I'm sorry. First off, they have a trip to Minnesota. They play week 7. They play the Vikings in Minnesota. That's going to be a tough game.
Yeah. I will agree. I will agree. Minnesota's a tough team.
So after week 2, we both have them at 5-2, and then they go back home and they host Patrick Surtain and the Denver Broncos. Now, here's the thing. Who's quarterbacking the Broncos at that time? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of teams. There's certain teams where predicting this kind of stuff this early, you don't have a lot of information. You don't have all the information that you need. But
right now on paper, 6-2.
Right. Because right. So as it is right now, they'll probably beat the Broncos. But I'm going to say they don't.
Possibly 7-1.
And I got them 5-3 at that point. You got them 6-2.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's halfway through the season. After 8 games, I got the Cowboys 5-3, and you got them 6-2. Okay. Mm-hmm. So then, after that, they go back home and they play Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, that's gonna be a rough one.
That's a win.
That's gonna be a rough one.
That's a win.
That's gonna be a rough one.
Alan's gonna hate me for saying that, but it's a win.
Nah, I don't know.
Are you calling that a win?
At home against Atlanta, the revenge year. I say Atlanta surprises them.
So we both got them at 6-3 at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Week 10, then they play the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City.
6-4.
So then we got them 6-4. Then they go back home and they play the Raiders.
Okay, 7-4.
But it's in Dallas.
They got a lot of home games this year.
They have
early
8.
home games.
They have 8.
They have a lot of early. Yeah, they have a lot of early home.
And then the last game is a nickel time throw, whatever the heck it is. London, I don't know, whatever. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Anyway, then they play the Saints in New Orleans. That team's a big question mark at quarterback. Is he going to be? Is he going to be okay?
I think Dallas takes them.
Okay, you got them at a win. I'm going to give them a loss there. I got them at 7-5 at this point. You got them at 8-4. All right. Then they play Washington. I think they could take
them. Yeah, they play Washington last year.
Then they play the Giants in New Jersey. So I had them splitting with the Giants. So the Giants would win this one for me. I don't know about unless you have them sweeping the Giants.
I don't know. The past couple, it all depends on who's healthy. Like it's kind of
at that point. You had them beating the Giants the first time, so do you have them beating them twice? Is what I'm saying.
I'll go because they got a good record in New Jersey.
All right, so you have them 9. You have 9-5 at that point with 3 games left. All right, that's 14 games, 9-5. 3 games remain.
Right.
All right. And I skipped the bye week. I don't know what week they have the bye. It's in there somewhere, but it doesn't have it here. But anyway, so your last 3 games are home, away. It goes Washington, Cardinals, and then at Philadelphia on January 9th.
2 wins and a loss.
You got 2-1. You got them finishing 11-5. And I'm gonna say 1-2 out of that. So I have them finishing 9-8.
Yeah.
So there's the Cowboys. So Shango's got the Cowboys at 11-5. Chris earlier said 10-7. It's close.
Yeah.
And I had them at 9-8. All right, so that's 9-8.
They'd have to be 12-5. They'd have to be 12-5.
What's that?
They're 12-5.
10-7 wins the division. And I agree with Chris. I'm calling it, if I was wrong about one of those games back there, like the Patriots, or I had them lose to the right. If they beat the Patriots instead of losing, like I said, they're going to finish 10-7. So yeah, I agree with that, and I agree that it's their division to lose. All right,
Yeah,
the Eagles are
12-5.
rebuilding. The Giants are getting there, but they're not there yet. Washington's pretty good, but they're not great. And Fitzpatrick, right? Their defense is fine. It's Fitzpatrick. At one week he'll look like a god, and the next week he'll look like shit. So that's why he's not a freaking. That's why he's never won a freaking playoff game.
Fitzpatrick does not have a good record against the Cowboys.
Right, and but he does have a good record against the Eagles, so I'm worried about that. But anyway, all right. So we got him at right around 10-7, 11-6. No, I said 9-8. Oh yeah, you had him 12-5. That's right. Which 12 wins? I think that's high, man. No offense. I think that's high. I like Chris's 10-7.
Yeah, I'm being optimistic here.
All right. So we took 21 minutes to get through the Cowboys schedule.
Let's get to the Eagles.
Let's get to the Eagles, but we should go a little quicker.
Okay.
All right, so the Eagles start off the Eagles start the season off versus Atlanta in Atlanta.
Win.
Okay, so all right, so that's one win of each there. All right. So then they have they're at home against the 49ers.
Oh. No.
The Eagles have the easiest schedule in the league this year by win percentage of their opponents, but their hardest games are in the first 5 weeks. After that, the last 12 weeks are a lot easier comparatively. Because in the first 5 weeks, they have Atlanta, San Francisco, the Cowboys, the Chiefs, and the Panthers. Those are the first 5 games. I'm sorry, and the Buccaneers, the first 6 games. So I think that they go 3-3 in that somehow or another they end up 3-3.
So you got about 50% within in that time frame.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you agreeing with that or disagreeing with that?
I say that is a strong possibility.
Mm.
I agree with them being 3-3.
Okay. After that, so that takes us to week 7 against the Raiders in Vegas.
Okay.
In the Death Star.
Whoo!
Yeah.
At the Death Star, open it up at home. You know what? I still got faith in them. I think they'll pull it out.
Wow. Okay. You got more faith than I do. I still got them at 3 wins at that point. All right. Okay. So then they got the Lions in Detroit on Halloween against Jared Goff, and the Lions are such a mess. I think they eke out a win there somehow. I think it's competitive because both teams suck, and I think they eke out a win.
Okay.
So that's going to be my 4th win, and if you agree with that, that's your 5th win. So that is the Eagles at by week 8, 5 and you have them 5-3. I have them 4-4.
Oh shit!
By week 8. Okay. So then they play Denver in. After that, they lose to the Chargers. So I got them at 4-5 right there.
Right.
So that'd be 5-5 for you.
Okay.
All right. Then they go to Denver and play the Broncos. You had the Cowboys beating the Broncos in Denver.
I got Philly beating Broncos.
So you have no zero faith in the Broncos this year then?
No, not at all.
Okay. So that'd be 5-6. You'd have them at 6-5 at that point. I'd have them at 5-6.
Yeah. All
right. Then they play the Saints in Philadelphia. Again, the Saints are a big question mark. I'm not sure how good Bridgewater is going to be. All this kind of stuff, and
yeah,
there's a lot going on there. Kamara's still there, I know, but the defense is in. So I mean, they're a question mark to me, but I'm going to put it down as a loss because it's in.
I think okay. So the way I look at it like this, like you said, Kamara is like the biggest thing that they have.
That's it
right now. Kamara and Thomas. So with Kamara and Michael Thomas, I think they still got a shot. But if Jameis Winston is a quarterback, unless he has a complete resurgence of who he is and his throw mechanics and just him all around.
Does Hurts get replaced during the season? The answer to that question is no.
With who though? Who are they going to replace?
Well, they have Joe Flacco, but here's my point.
No, I think Hurts is a better quarterback than Flacco.
If Hurts is playing well, but the Eagles are still at that point only have like five wins or 6 wins.
Yeah.
They're not going to replace Hurts as long as Hurts is still. It's not Hurts' fault that they're losing. All right. Like if he's not turning the ball over, if he's having great games, but they're just giving up too many points on defense or this, that, or they're getting burned with that lack of a secondary, all that stuff. So I mean, if it's not Jalen Hurts' fault, then no. I think this year is to see if he can be the guy, or do they got to do something next year because they have 3 first-round draft picks to
next year is going to be interesting.
To either draft a quarterback or use to trade for a quarterback.
Yeah.
And all that bullshit about Deshaun Watson and the Eagles are the number 1 team that want Deshaun Watson. No, they're not the number 1 team. It's all bullshit. It's media bullshit. They're playing with all the sports fans. There's 20 teams that are interested in Deshaun Watson. The Eagles aren't the only.
Anymore.
No. He's making that shit go away. It's not going to trial. He's going to buy it all. He's going to be suspended. He's going to serve out his suspension this year. So next year, he's going to be the hottest free agent on the market.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Are you still in Tennessee? All right. So at that point, I have the Eagles at 5-8, and you have the Eagles at 7-5.
Yes. How do I have more faith?
I'm sorry, 7-6. You have it 7-6.
How do I have more faith?
I don't know. Maybe because I don't know. I really don't. I don't know where it comes from.
I think your team
wants to know. Do you miss him?
Miss who? Who am I supposed to be missing? I mean, I knew a guy named Anthony, but
your bestie.
I had a best friend, but
all right. So then they play the Buccaneers. Well, then they play the Carolina Panthers in Carolina.
That's a win. That's a definite win.
I'll agree with you. I'll agree to disagree. So at that point, you have them at 8-6, and I have them at 7-7. All right. So then they play the Buccaneers. That's a loss.
You know what I find funny is we're both saying that anybody in our division going against Tampa Bay is a
no. You said that. I said upset week 1. Cowboys beat Buccaneers. You heard it here first, Chris Vance. Big Alboski says Cowboys beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in week 1. The return of Prescott. He throws for 320 yards, and he rushes for 80, and he has 3 touchdowns, 2 passing, 1 rushing, and they win by 10 points. And then the Cowboys fans are sitting there going, oh, they just beat the GOAT. They just beat the GOAT. I can't believe it.
They turned into Sean Connery?
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
When I sit down and stay down, the solution presents itself. All right, so listen. Then the Eagles play the last 3 games are the Giants. The last 4 games are the Giants, Jets, Washington, Giants. So it goes. So they play the Giants twice in 4 weeks.
Okay.
I think that they split with them. I think they lose to Washington, and I think they beat the Jets. Sorry, Chris. So that if what I just said is correct, I have them finishing 9-8, just behind the Cowboys 10-7.
Yeah, maybe.
Now, if the Jets beat the Eagles, that'll make them 8-9, and they still end up 2nd or 3rd place.
So you have more faith in the Giants than you do the Eagles?
I do. Because you know why? Because it's all about Saquon. If Saquon can stay healthy, if Saquon takes the pressure off of Danny Dimes, and all Danny Dimes has to do is not lose the game. He has new weapons now. They got some offensive linemen. They don't, their defense is not terrible. It's not as good as Washington's, but it's not terrible. So if Danny Dimes just doesn't lose them games, Saquon will win them games as long as he stays healthy.
You know what I find amazing about the Giants, and I know I'm segueing a lot, is that every year, even when their defense gets to depleted, they always find a way through free agency, through draft, to stack it back up.
Don't worry, my friend. That game, hopefully, that game's in December. It's in early December in New Jersey at MetLife Stadium. I'm trying to talk her not only into going, but also a side bet.
Side bet. You're not gonna say what the side bet is, are you?
Side bet with the wife. She might be watching. Can't do it.
Come on.
Anthony says that Chris Vant misses me, and Chris Vant says, let's talk baseball. Why don't you talk baseball, Anthony? Talk about probably 20 or 30 major stars in Major League Baseball that are injured.
Which is weird. Everybody's getting hurt. Offseason have not been great for them.
All right, so I don't want to talk about football the entire show. So, right, so we'll talk about – we just went through the Cowboys and the Eagles. We'll go through the Giants and the Washington football team next week, hopefully with Anthony back, because he can help us. He can help us with that. Because you and I picked my team's record. Yeah. Which I got them finishing right around 7-10, 8-9, all right, which is better than most, because most people only have them winning 4 or 5 games. I got them surprising some people and actually winning 7 or 8 games, so 7-10, 8-9. But the Cowboys still end up 10-7. I think the Giants are right behind them, right in that 9-8, 9-8, 8-9 range, and then Washington lets everybody down and ends up finishing with a worse record than you think. That's me. What about the 2 on the comeback trail? Who are you talking about?
That sounds like a Brokeback Mountain reference.
I don't know. What did you think of the NBA Hall of Fame? Was everybody that got in should have got in? Was there any snubs?
I think that
he says Sebi and Thor.
Oh.
He's trying to stay with baseball.
Oh, okay. Well, if he was here, he could talk
Right.
about it. But
If he was
he's not
here, he'd talk all the baseball he wants because he knows I'd let him. But you know what? He's not here. So we dominated the damn thing with Eagles talk and Cowboys talk, and we will talk about the Giants and Washington and then come up with a final record for the NFC East next week. And then we're going to do every division for the next several weeks.
Up until.
Yeah. And the AFC too, all of it.
Yeah.
West, East, North, South. We're going to do them all. And then we'll come up with record winners based on us going through the entire NFL schedule. We'll come up with who wins it. So you and I both agree, and we'll see if AJ and Phil agree or not agree, that based on the schedule that just came out, that Dallas is going to win the division.
I believe so. Yes.
Niners will win. We'll win what? We'll win the division. We'll win the AFC West or NFC West, because I think there's a couple other teams in there that are better than them.
Baby girl, you hit your head today?
Holy shit.
Oh, my God.
Now, wait a minute.
Oh, you're speaking of the devil, he will appear.
What's going on, boys?
Did you come on just to talk? Are you still in Tennessee?
I just got home.
Oh, you just got home?
Yeah, I was busy today, so I didn't really. I just looked at the clock and said, "Holy shit, it's 6:30. I missed it."
Would have loved to talk. Here he says, would have loved to talk. Love Jordan to talk about Kobe. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So no. Well, before he popped on there, I was asking you a question about the NBA Hall of Fame. Was there any snubs? Was there anybody that you disagreed that went in, or no? I mean, obviously,
No.
Obviously Kobe, right? It's to me
to have one of the have quote unquote the greatest and induct one of the greatest was like that was beautiful.
Right.
Personally, that was beautiful. There was some talk about the Bryant family. Like there's some controversy apparently with that.
Yeah, the parents weren't invited.
Yeah.
Was that out of respect, or was that just something that they screwed up?
You know what? Right now, from what I'm hearing, it's a screw. It was a mess up. Because they wanted the immediate family. But that's you're not going to invite mom and dad. That's they dropped the ball with that one.
So did Kobe go in? I haven't been following. I've been on vacation, bro. I haven't followed anything.
He was inducted by Jordan.
He's been fishing for like a week.
Yes, I have.
He was inducted by Jordan. Yes. Which to me, like that's one of the greatest honors as a basketball player you could have, because Kobe Bryant looked up to Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Well, that was his mark. Like the reason why he changed his number from 8 to 24, and he said it a lot of times. He was like, "Well, why 24?" He was like, "Because I'm a little better than Jordan was."
Yeah, right.
And that was his thing. He wanted to be a little better than Jordan was.
Yeah, you go one hand and shit in the other. See one fills up first.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could, but it was. I wasn't upset with the Hall of Fame. Like, I think everything else kind of got overshadowed by like the introduction of Kobe Bryant, like Jordan.
I think we've discussed this before. Do you think they should change the logo?
The Kobe Bryant.
They're not. Well, they're not. They're not. There was like when he died, there was a lot of talk about that.
But do you think they should? You personally?
For Kobe, I don't know. Like if Jordan passes, that the talk will really ramp up, because
the reason why they don't use that because that's his brand.
Yeah.
So they can't use his logo because that's a brand on the shoes.
So, yeah. So it'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting.
All right, man. So let's talk about the MLB the outbreak, AJ, over the past week or two while you were in Tennessee fishing.
No, I haven't. I'm not totally up to date, but I know 8 Yankees caught COVID.
So the
It's New York.
Yankees current injury report goes as follows. Stanton is out with a quad strain. Hicks with a wrist issue. Hicks needs surgery. Gleiber placed on the COVID list. Urshela is day to day. Odor had a sprained left knee.
Day-to-day sprain left knee.
Yes. But what my point was, I wasn't going to go through every single team, but my point was, is swear to God, it was like the quarter of the season's been played, right? They played 40. Everybody's played like 40 games, 42 games. And all of a sudden this week, there's been an outbreak of Major League Baseball. And the Phillies have like 6 fucking guys hurt.
Yeah.
That noise was getting on my nerves anyway.
It sounded like he had the phone sitting on top of a bucket of crabs.
Is that what that? Yeah. Well, I don't understand where that noise comes from. If you put the phone down on something that's, you know what I'm saying? Stanton hurt again. Yeah, exactly, Chris. That's what I'm saying, man. It's like, for me, for my team, Didi Gregorius is on the injured list. JT Realmuto is day to day. Bryce Harper is day to day. It's getting on my freaking nerves. Yankees getting robbed with the Stanton contract. Yeah. Yes.
You get what you pay for.
The guy's hurt all the time. I mean, that's the thing. And that's the thing with, when you take chances on guys that get hurt all the time. I think that's probably why the Eagles took a chance on Kerrigan, because in what, 10 NFL seasons, he's missed like 4 games.
Yeah.
And I'm used to him being I'm used to him being on the Redskins chasing the Eagles quarterbacks. Now he's going to be on my team chasing your all's quarterbacks.
Ryan Kerrigan has, to me, he has always been one of those quiet players who were really,
he switched to the laptop, right?
Yeah, I switched to the laptop. My phone was trying to make that noise.
Yeah, it was annoying.
Yeah, it was.
It only happens with phones. You know that? It only happens with phones.
With his phones. I'm on my phone.
No, it happens. Like, I'm on around the turnbuckle all the time, and it has, like, somebody's got their phone resting on something, or if it's moving back and forth at all. I don't know what causes that. It sounds like you're blowing. It sounds like you're taking something like a plastic bottle and crumbling it up right at the microphone.
Yeah,
sitting on a bucket of crabs.
So I missed. You said you were going down the Yankees list.
Stanton. Who did I say?
So somebody was out with a knee sprain.
I got to bring it back up. So Stanton has a quad strain. Hicks with a wrist issue. Gleiber on the COVID list. Urshela is day to day. And what's his name?
Andujar.
Andujar is recalled. He's back. Odor heads to the IL with a left knee issue. We were just singling out the Yankees because you asked about the Yankees, but I just said while you were gone, I brought up all the people that are injured on the Phillies. Obviously, I don't follow everybody, but I saw this report out where it's like all of a sudden, like over the last 2 weeks, it's been this crazy outbreak of injured MLB players.
Well, you're getting to that point. You're getting to that point in the year where they're played more games than they did last year.
Well, they're at 40. Everybody's played like 40.
They're getting close to that 60 mark of last year, though. They're gonna start getting tired. It's
I mean, it's crazy. There isn't a team. I just went through. I'm not going through the whole list, but I just scrolled through the injury report on MLB.com. There is not a team in Major League Baseball that doesn't have injuries.
Yeah. It's
wear and tear, baby. Wear and tear.
Yeah.
The Phillies just sent Didi Gregorius, Bryce Harper with his shoulder, Real Muto with his wrist. They're both day to day. Real Muto's on the COVID list.
Ooh. Yeah, I see that.
Didi, right elbow, he's on the IL.
You go pee again?
Yeah. Bradley's coming back now, I think, tonight.
Right.
Will Stanton play 100 games? AJ,
No.
Will Stanton play 100 games?
No, and the Yankees don't need Stanton to play 100 games. No. You gotta remember that dude lit it up last year in the playoffs. Lit it up.
They
So
got to
you
get
think
there,
if-
bud.
Huh?
You're thinking
They gotta
just
get
kinda
there,
keep
bud.
him,
What do
like,
you mean? They gotta get
in
there.
reserve.
Are they an automatic get there? Are they an automatic
Yeah.
AL East winner? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying they're winning the East, but I'm saying they're getting in. They
When's the last time they haven't gotten in though? Last year, right?
no, they made it last year. They should have
Okay.
won it last year. Tanaka sucked in the playoffs. But now they got Kluber. I mean, if Kluber, I'll tell you what, if that pitching staff gets to the playoffs, they're gonna be nasty.
I want to get your opinion on what me and Shango. We went through the Cowboys schedule and the Eagles schedule. I had the Eagles finishing with 8 wins. Shango had I had the Eagles finishing with 7 wins, and Shango had them finishing with 8 wins. What's the over under for you with the Eagles wins?
You guys are probably ballpark. It's probably 7-8.
And then with the Cowboys, he had them finishing 11-6. I had them finish. Oh no, you said 12-5. I have them finishing. I have them finishing 10-7.
You're probably right. He's probably wrong.
I know.
I haven't seen this guy. Like I said, I haven't seen this.
Yeah,
guy
I know.
stuff.
So how was Tennessee? Talk about the fishing tournament.
Oh, it was awesome, man.
I saw your dad got close to a 7-pound bass.
Yeah, it was 688. He won an hour. He won an hour in the tournament.
That's awesome.
Paid out $1,000. So
that's
congrats
awesome
to him. I was more pumped than him, I think.
I'm sure.
I netted that thing and I screamed. I was like, yes! That thing was a monster.
I'm sure he was excited, but he don't jump up and down like a girl like you do when you get excited.
Exactly. He lost one the day before, so it was like a little bit of redemption.
Now what do you, don't mind me asking, what do you guys use? Is there rules to what you're allowed to use, or are you just when you're in those tournaments?
Yeah,
like,
it's artificial. It's artificial lures, no live bait.
Right, but is there lure? Is there like lures that are? It can be any artificial lure.
Yeah, I mean the Alabama rig, you can only have so many hooks on it.
Okay.
Can't be.
So what did he get that 7-pound bass on?
It was a KVD 2.5 sexy shad. Yeah, it's a crankbait.
I know what it is. I'm a fisherman.
Yeah, I know. I'm for people that don't know.
I would love to take Mr. Shango fishing. That'd be an interesting thing to do.
Oh, I want to be there for that. And hey, no, it was funny. On my way home, I passed Marysville.
Did you
I
really?
said, "Holy shit, that's where
funny.
it's at."
There it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, that's where Shango wrestles." I said, "That's not too bad.
CCW.
It's only like an hour and a half from here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Closer than I thought."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
So I'll make it out to see you, Shango.
Okay. Awesome.
There you go.
I thought it was like 3 hours. It's not. Too
No.
bad. No.
Well, you said that based on the fact that I said it was 2 hours for me.
Yeah.
And you live an hour away from me, so you just added it up, said it's 2 hours.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was right down 78.
Right, but I'm a little bit north,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm,
Yeah.
NBA playoffs. Do you see any team wanting to play a healthy Lakers team? No, but aren't they in a play-in situation? And I'm not saying they're going to lose. I'm saying,
Yeah.
aren't they? They're not. It's not like they're sitting up there at number 1.
Huh?
It's not like they're sitting up there at number 1
Yeah, I mean, not
in the
like
Eastern Conference.
Who's number 1 in the Eastern Conference? Who's number 1?
So.
Interesting.
So if they play in,
I think she means Shango fishing. That would be that'd be a sight.
We're gonna make that happen.
We are
Maybe
gonna make
we'll
that
even
happen.
film it. Maybe we'll even film it.
All right. So are the Lakers? Come on, Chris. Are the Lakers automatically, the team to beat in the West? Because there's some other teams in the West that finish pretty good.
Yeah, but they're gonna have to go the hard way through, aren't they? Not if they
Yeah.
play.
Yeah. First, they got to play to get in.
They're gonna be the 8th seed.
They're going to be the 8th seed. And then they got to take on what? Utah in the first round?
Did they change the rules for LeBron so he makes the playoffs?
Because the NBA does not want to playoffs without LeBron James, right?
Still chasing Michael. Still chasing Michael.
And I hope they're all. I hope he's out in the first round. First round out.
You hope he's out in the first round.
Yeah. So I don't even. Yeah. Because then the Sixers take care of business in the East, and then they clean up whatever's left in the West.
The Sixers don't take care of it.
They're number 1 seed.
They'll choke.
They're number 1 seed. 76 is number 1 seed, and I believe I predicted that.
You did. I didn't have as much faith because I'm a Philadelphia fan and I'm used to mediocrity my entire life.
Maybe they'll burn down that city before football season gets here.
Got to win the championship. See, they got to have a parade to burn the city down. So they got to win the NBA.
I can live with the Sixers winning. I can live with that.
I wasn't much of an NBA fan until like this year when we started doing this show, and my son got me into it, and the Sixers are actually good.
Yeah.
So I got something.
I think it'll. I think with what's. I had the schedule sitting in front of me at one point, but I think
the playoff schedule.
Yeah. Who's playing? Yeah.
Isn't it Charlotte tonight?
Charlotte against.
Or did they play already?
I think they played it.
All right, hold up. So the playoffs start May 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
And you got Mavericks, Clippers.
That's gonna be good.
I'm sorry. Here's the play-in win. Here's the play-in win and the win. So the Pacers and Hornets are playing tonight, right now as we speak. And that game is that game right now. Indiana's up 32-18 in the first quarter. So it's Pacers and Hornets tonight. Later on tonight, it's Washington and the Celtics. And then out in the West, you have the Spurs and the Grizzlies tomorrow. And then tomorrow's late game is Golden State and Lakers. You got a little Curry versus LeBron there for a play-in tournament.
I think right now the eighth seed is Golden State. Golden State's the 8th seed right now.
They're going to beat the Lakers, though?
Is LeBron playing?
You got to know he's playing, right? He has
to. He kind of has to. At this point, he kind of has to.
We'll talk later. Still, LeBron and Davis healthy had the best record. Okay. I said, okay. We'll see. Okay. All that missed time, I think, catches up to people. This whole thing about the load management and all that shit that the NBA does now is really pissing me off. There are fans out there that buy tickets to see these stars play. And if they're hurt, they're hurt. But if they're not hurt, they should be able to see these stars play for the amount of money they spend on these tickets.
Yeah.
That's just me. Okay? But then, again, so you got the Hornets and Pacers. You got the Wizards and Celtics, both in a play-in game tonight. And then tomorrow you got the Spurs and Grizzlies. And then you got the Warriors and the Lakers in the second play-in game. And the actual NBA playoffs start May 22nd, so we can talk about that next week.
Yeah. So it should be very interesting to see what happens.
You actually watch the NBA playoffs, AJ?
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. I watch the Sixers games until they're gone, and then when they're gone, I'll watch the NBA finals. That's probably it.
You got to watch the Nets. You got to see if these Nets.
I do not got to watch the Nets.
No, I'm
talking about the Nets are going to crash and fucking burn, is what I say.
I already said that, but nobody else believed me, So
no, Chris don't believe because he's automatically Lakers next. Lakers next.
Not gonna happen.
Wrong. The Nets ain't getting out of the East.
Not
You
gonna
might
happen.
be right about the Lakers, but the Nets are not getting out of the East.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Especially not this year.
I think Milwaukee's better. I think that the Sixers are better.
Best team. It's Utah is going to be a hard team to beat.
Funny thing about Utah is nobody's giving them any respect at all. Nobody.
Utah is going to be a very hard team to beat.
Just saying. Everybody's Lakers, Clippers, this, that, and the other. They ain't saying jack about Utah. They ain't saying jack about Phoenix. No, nothing.
Yeah.
All the Lakers and Clippers, Lakers and Clippers, Lakers and Clippers.
And see, that's another funny thing.
That's what sells, though.
I understand that.
Funny? Isn't it really, really, really funny to like teams that basically people used to shit on constantly? Like, oh, that's an easy win. Utah and the Suns, they're the playoffs.
Yeah.
They're high seeds. They've been playing like amazing this year.
Next week, AJ, we'll talk about the Giants' entire schedule, and we'll talk about the Washington football team entire schedule. And then by that, we'll have a consensus of who's winning the NFC East. And then after that,
we know who's winning the East. We know who's
after that, every week we're going to do another division. So we'll stay in the NFC. We'll do the East, West, North, South. And then in the AFC, we'll do the same thing: East, West, North, South. So that gives us the next 2 months worth of shows right there. Plus, we'll still talk NBA playoffs, and we'll still talk baseball. We'll still talk everything that's going on. If something crazy happens, we try to talk about a little bit of everything. I know the Stanley Cup playoffs have started. I can't. These guys can give two shits about the NHL, so I'll wait until we have Stanley Cup finals when I actually pay attention and see who is going for the actual Stanley Cup. Then I'll start talking NHL. So for all you hockey fans out there, I'm not going to talk NHL until the finals.
Who's in the Stanley Cup finals right now?
There is no finals yet. They just started the playoffs. So if you want me to go through every team, they have half the fucking league make it. It's like 8. Yeah. There's like 30 teams, and there's 30 teams, and 16 make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So even teams with losing records make the playoffs.
Which is
playoffs in the ball game experience wins championships. Right, I got you. Got you. That's in Lakers. Right, that's in Lakers.
Chris Van hit his head today.
No, he didn't hit his head because that's the consensus. That's what that's all the experts are saying. Most of the experts are saying. We're not experts, so I'm not saying that.
But who's been saying that it's going to
go? I know, because you have no faith in the Nets, but they are.
It's not that I have no faith in the Nets. It's just that I'm a realist. I know how that shit plays out. It is not going to work. You got too many egos on one team. And then you got one of the main players on the team can't stay healthy to save his life. You got James Harden.
Calm down. It's going to be okay.
I'm just saying.
It's going to be okay.
Trust the process.
What process? Yeah, he trusted the process. What he's doing.
The Phillies or the Sixers trusted the process for the past 10 years, so now it's our turn. Championship turn. Time for a championship.
Finally.
It was a 10-year process.
More like 20.
It was not 20.
30? Sorry.
They tanked for 6 years, and they've had Embiid, and Embiid's been in the league now for what, 3 or 4? So
yeah, they tanked.
Here we are.
That's what happened. They tanked.
Tanking or soft, one or the other.
Right. It's like when the Eagles. It's like when the Eagles tanked that final game or kept the Giants out of the playoffs. That was, and Coach Judge was pissed off, just like every other Giants fan is, except for Anthony Joseph for some reason. That the Eagles
get mad about one game. They did it to themselves.
Yeah, they were 6-10, and that's the right opinion. That's what I've been trying to say.
That changes this year. That changes this year, though. Now everybody pays.
Oh, they can only get better.
Now everybody gets their ass.
We're gonna talk about them next week.
Have.
But I think that 6 wins is going to be at least 9. I'll give them 3 more.
I'll look at the schedule. It's probably 10, 15.
We're gonna look at
10,
the schedule
15.
next week.
10, 15, maybe.
We're going to talk about it next week. Okay,
15-2.
guys, listen. This Saturday, Around the Turnbuckle is back. We were gone because I was away last weekend. So this
I missed
Saturday,
the 100th episode too because I was away. I was so pissed.
I'm sorry. This Saturday,
I'm sorry.
This Saturday is episode 101.
He needed
and
me.
it is and it is Prime. He is a model. He is a entrepreneur. He is a professional wrestler. He is a podcast host. He's a lot of things. Entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur what?
He's a hand model. He's a hand model.
I couldn't hear you. You said entrepreneur something and you messed up. I couldn't hear what you said. One more time for me.
Entrepreneur.
Thank you.
Yes, Chris. I saw Chris posted it himself in an Around the Turnbuckle t-shirt. I appreciate that. Thank you for rocking out the t-shirt. By the way, t-shirts and other.
I got a shirt for you next week.
Okay.
You're gonna love it.
T-shirts, Around the Turnbuckle t-shirts, and other merchandise will be available when Around the Turnbuckle will be at the Legends of Hamburg Wrestling Fan Fest on July 24th. So if you want some Around the Turnbuckle t-shirts and or merchandise, come to the Fan Fest July 24th at Hamburg, PA.
And real quick,
you guys got a special guest table person there too.
Yeah, some guy.
Yeah,
Jessica.
yeah. Some guy.
Yeah, real quick. I mean,
ahead,
I don't know if
buddy.
you guys covered this because I tuned in late.
Yeah.
What about what's his face dying? New Jack.
We did not cover that because
This is not wrestling, but same thing.
well, right. I was going to talk about it on around the Turnbuckle, but yes, it was.
Yeah, we can
sad.
do it now.
I was sad to hear of the news that New Jack was that New Jack had passed away, especially because he was going to be at that Fan Fest that I just mentioned, right, Shango?
Were you supposed to be hanging out with him soon, Chongo, or something?
Yep.
That's why it made me think of you, bro.
So
I'm on vacation thinking of you.
That's for New Jack. So yeah, rest in peace, New Jack. He was truly one of a kind, an ECW original. I really liked what Paul Heyman said about him.
Yes.
And so that was pretty cool. And AJ, if you didn't see that, that's on this past Friday's Talking Smack, which is on after SmackDown.
No, I did not see it. I just seen that he died. I've never even really seen him wrestle that much.
Did you enjoy
documentaries?
Did you enjoy the A&E biography on Stone Cold?
Loved it.
Oh my.
Okay,
God.
so did you see the one? So you need to see the. I know you've been away. You need to see the one from yesterday, which was from Sunday, which was Shawn Michaels.
Oh, I caught the Macho Man. I didn't see
Shawn Michaels was awesome. The Shawn Michaels one was awesome. So I highly recommend you check that out. And if you don't know anything about New Jack, there was actually a Dark Side of the Ring about.
I watched it on him.
Okay,
I watched that on him.
Woo!
Yeah, he was crazy.
He was crazy.
No, crazy wish crazy with him. He was in the.
I mean,
you guys, anything else?
He made that shit real.
Anything else? I'm shutting this down.
What?
Subscribe to our YouTube channel, 2M1L Media, for any of our old episodes of Home Team Sports and our old episodes of Around the Turnbuckle and Spitting with Spitter and Shooting the Shit with Alan Spit and everything else that we put out there. And future stuff. Whatever we do, it's going to be on that channel. So go to 2M1L Media and subscribe to that channel. Shango's going to end up having his old show. I guarantee it eventually. It's in the works. We're talking about it. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, little old me.
And
Was
with
it gonna be
that,
his TikTok videos?
Exactly. A bunch of them.
the boys and I will see you all next time on Home Team Sports next Tuesday. We're gonna talk Giants
I'll be ready.
And Washington football team.
and the Washington and the what the fucks.
Yes.
I see you shiver with anticipation.